Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Today we're looking at a pretty fascinating and honestly kind of shocking development regarding one of America's absolute most iconic landmarks, the Washington, D.C. reflecting pool. It recently sustained some serious damage, and the story behind how it happened and who is actually responsible for it is just starting to unfold.
Okay, let's dive into this. What exactly caused the damage at the reflecting pool? When a monument of this sheer magnitude suffers structural issues, the immediate question that pops into our heads is whether we're just looking at normal, natural wear and tear, or if there's something else entirely going on. Let's do a forensic breakdown of the newest information we've got.
Section 1. The damaged landmark. Washington, D.C.'s reflecting pool.
So let's look at the absolute core facts we're working with here. The location, obviously, is the Washington, D.C. reflecting pool. But the source of our new information, that comes directly from U.S. prosecutors. And the medium for this whole revelation is official court documents. We're going to systematically break down this single, highly concentrated legal update.
Section 2. The prosecutor's revelation. Findings in court documents.
The U.S. prosecutors wrote in court documents. Guys, why this matters so much is that we aren't dealing with just rumors or some wild social media speculation here, because these exact words were actually filed by federal prosecutors. This whole situation moves completely out of the realm of guesswork and straight into a formal legal assertion. I mean, when prosecutors actually put something in writing for a federal court, it carries immense procedural weight. It's for sure not something to take lightly.
Section 3. The flawed installation. Identifying the root cause.
Prosecutors officially state that the damage is the result of flawed installation by the contractor. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer directness of that accusation. The legal filing doesn't try to blame the weather or just, the passage of time. Nope. It points a firm, unyielding finger directly at the contractor who actually executed the work.
So, the blame has officially shifted to the contractor's installation. This one single sentence literally changes the entire narrative surrounding the reflecting pool's damage. We are no longer looking at some sort of architectural mystery. According to the prosecutors, the physical execution of the construction itself, that's exactly where the fault lies.
Let's make sure we're totally clear on what that actually means. The legal definition of flawed installation hinges on the defective or improper execution of construction work by a contracted party. This specific phrasing right here is the absolute cornerstone of the prosecutor's entire argument. They aren't saying the original design was bad. Actually, scratch that. It's more like they are aggressively targeting the physical execution done by the contracted party itself.
So, what does this all mean? Well, it brings us to the ultimate question. If the foundation is flawed, who ultimately pays for a flawed installation? When U.S. prosecutors formally declare that a contractor's improper execution damaged a landmark as incredibly famous as the reflecting pool, the financial and legal fallout is massive. I mean, who's going to bear the cost of these mistakes? It's a legal battle we'll be watching closely. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.